Lena.
I'm Arlene. I did a video for one of my friends in DC, and I was telling him that if you didn't know any better, just looking out with the sunshine and the water, that you would never know the type of storm that was coming. I was trying to zoom in on the water because it was so flat, and I was telling him that that's a sure sign that some serious weather was coming, because the water was just like a sheet of glass. There was no ripples, there was very little breeze, and that was just a couple hours. The end of the day, Tuesday. And I told him, I would try and get some video the next morning, but that never happened. So that's what I remember.
I remember this mad rush to save things. Put things, take things down,
To
secure things, and I'm like, I felt like I was running out of time. And I just had to keep pushing through because I didn't know what to expect.
And I was sleeping. She was trying to secure everything. And I went to take a nap because I was like, I don't know. I felt like I had already secured everything that I needed to secure, and I didn't really know what she was trying to save. So I took a nap because I felt like I would need to be alert and awake once the storm actually came, so that I could know what we were doing, if we needed to leave, if we could leave. So I felt like I needed to be more rested than to be worrying about stuff, because in preparation for relocation, I was told, it's just stuff. Don't worry about all this stuff. It's just stuff. And I remember saying to her at one point, like, Mom, it's just stuff. Like, you have everything that you want to save. The things that you really wanted to protect, you've already protected. The rest of it is just stuff. So don't worry about it. So, remember that.
After the storm, I don't know, I was just, it looked like you could see for miles things that you hadn't seen before. You can we looked at back the house and, oh, we have neighbors up there. It's like, oh, I never saw that
how close they were
down there before, because the trees were stripped clean of all the foliage, of the leaves, all the foliage, all the green was gone. It was just brown, like a barren wasteland. And you could see for miles and miles and miles things you never saw before.
details you never noticed.
Then you could see the devastation, the roofs that were gone, the poles that were knocked down.
You could see the boats that had overturned
in the harbor. You could see, just the destruction, the things that got wiped out, and then it started to really sink in. My God, oh my God.
And that was only the little piece where we were, because we didn't leave to drive around until about a week after the storm. We thought the roads were passable, and then it was like, wow.
It was just heartbreaking, really, really heartbreaking.
And then when you heard Maria was coming, you were like,
oh no.
What? There's
cried.
nothing left. Like, what else is there?
We just, cried mercy, Lord. Just have mercy on us.
That's all we could. That's all. You can't help but be thankful for, you learn, like you said, how to appreciate the little things again. Your family, your friends, your life, your health, your strength. You're not really worrying about how am I going to get to work, or this has to be done, or that has to be done. You're just thankful for the moment that you were in, because I know people that lost their lives during the storm, and just the moments of being here and being present in this moment, you realize the magnitude of that, and you feel blessed because it really is just stuff, and it's inconsequential in the grand scheme of things when you realize how blessed you are and how fortunate you are that God saw you through this thing that has never happened before on that scale to so many people. So
in a way, it kind of put us all on even ground, because in some way we all lost something.
it leveled the playing field.
It did. It leveled the playing field.
Nobody was any more important than anybody else.
Nobody was less than. We were all on the same terms. We all suffered. We all went through it. So there was, like you said, a sense of connectivity. I lost, you lost, to what degree, it didn't really matter. We all lost something. And in that, it brought us all together. The church, the same thing with the church. Sometimes you go to church and it's all this stuff. You forget why you're really there. When the sanctuary is destroyed, you forget that we are the church. The church is me and you and her and him. If you didn't have a sanctuary, you could still worship in the middle of the debris and thank God
on the beach
for His blessing.
Worship in the middle of the street.
And since we didn't have the church, the building,
structure,
and we were worshiping in the church hall, I felt more like a church family, closer. You actually sit down close to somebody.
Like
you
this.
have to, because
you have to rub elbows.
You have to get close to somebody because
it brings you closer
brings
to
you
people
closer
again.
in
And
one
you
way.
remember that you're supposed to help each other and build each other up and encourage each other, because we all went through the same thing. As people of faith.
But through it all, as people of faith, you never really lose hope. Because, you read the Word. I would always stay focused on the things that were important. In the morning, get up, do my devotion, read the Word, fill my spirit with positive things, because you turn on the radio and all you're hearing about is what people are going through.
People don't have.
Oh, we don't have this. Can they send that? What happened to the distribution of the MREs? There's a tree down here we can't pass.
Right.
My roof is leaking. You just hear all the sorrow, all the pain, all the agony. The senior citizens, they don't have anybody to come to them. People who need to be rescued. So just to be able to connect to your source of hope, your source of strength, your source of joy, so that, like you say, you're empty, you need to be refilled, so that you meet somebody else along the way who needs. You can take from your cup that's full and pour a little into their cup. You just, that's what just keeps me going, staying connected.
Your light goes dim, but it should never go out.
Right. So that's what it's all about. Yeah. You just stay connected.
Amen.
Just stay connected to your source of everything, and
Plugged into the source.
And I always remember that part of the scripture says, "Behold, I make all things new."
There was another sermon that Pastor Jordan did called "Neighbor, You Trippin'," and it was an analogy of your breakers and the generators. Now he said that you don't notice how much power is being drawn from the source until the smallest thing plugs into it, and then the whole thing shuts down. So he's like, you have your generators now, and you can plug in your fridge, and you can plug in your TV and your fans and everything,
water
and
heater,
it's working
and
great.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you plug in that iron, it sucks all the power, and then the generator's like, So he said, you have to remember where your source of power is coming from and be aware of what's draining that power, so that you don't trip. And trip like I said, the smallest thing that plugs in and sucks out all the power could be you're having all these other things are piling up. You got to worry about how your stuff is staying dry. You got no roof. You're trying to get food. You're trying to get gas. You're standing in line for ice. And then you get in the line and somebody's just trying to reach across to grab something, and then you trip because, you got too much things drawing your power. So he said, be cognizant of where you're getting your energy from, where your source of joy and happiness and peace is, because you can't afford to let your power dip too low and your breaker to tripping and you gotta reset everything.